baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Well, here at On Deck, we have a very exciting day here with longtime Atlanta Braves Hall of Famer Dale Murphy.
Thank you.
Good to be with you, Dale.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Dale, so obviously we're at a special event. I want you to tell us about it. Round table with some special guests. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, well, there's an old tradition in baseball called the hot stove season or the hot stove league, whatever that is. But in the old days, before spring training started, everybody used to gather around a hot stove in the general store and talk about their favorite team and how they're going to do. So this hot stove meeting at Murph's tonight is we got some former Braves. Glenn Hubbard and Bruce Benedict and myself will talk about the old days. And then we got Brian Snicker here tonight, and David O'Brien and Bill Shanks with media, and Greg McMichael with the 95 champs too. And so, you know, it's just a fun way to start talking about baseball. We got some door prizes here. I got my restaurant next door. And so it's an exciting time of season. I know the Super Bowl hasn't been played yet, but to me, baseball season is already going.
Well, that's what we're all looking forward to.
Yeah.
Baseball season is my favorite season of the year. But you guys, Murph's here in the Galleria Mall, Cobb Galleria Mall, right down the street from Truist Park.
Yeah.
If there's a Braves fan that's never been here, why should they come to Murph's?
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I got some memorabilia up there, and it'll bring back some memories from the late 70s and 80s. And we got good food. Chuck Douglas, my partner and manager, and puts out some great food, and our servers are great. And it's just a great time to come anytime, but especially before a Braves game. It's a lot of fun. It'll get you in the mood for a ball game.
What's your favorite order?
Well, it has to be, first of all, I got two great side orders, fried okra and fried cheese curds. You got to have. And any of the burgers. All the burgers are good. I'm trying to think what else. And we actually have probably the best Philly cheesesteak south of Philadelphia here, too.
Good to know, good to know. And Dale, you still do a lot with the Atlanta Braves. The Dale Murphy experience is something that I think any real Braves fan should experience.
Yeah,
Can you tell me
thank you.
about what that
What we
is?
do, yeah. Thank you for letting me plug it. It's just go to dalemurphy.com, and we do what we call the MVP experience. We have about 8 of them every summer. So we start at Murph's, have lunch here. We do a lot of Q&A, and I sign a couple things and talk about some of my favorite memorabilia in the restaurant. And then we go over to the ballpark, and we have a little talk over there about the ballpark and the history of the Atlanta Braves prior to the game. And then I'm in a suite with you the whole game, and we have door prizes there and have a blast. It's just a great day.
Who wouldn't want to spend a game with Dale Murphy? I want to talk about the history of the Braves for a second, if you can. A mutual friend of ours, Phil Niekro, passed away a couple years ago. I got to know him a little bit. I got to know him well enough to know he was a prankster. I was wondering if you had.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had any stories about Nuxie.
Well, Nuxie, of course, his birthday was April Fool's Day, so I think that started off, and people love to pull pranks on him. I wasn't part of this prank, but I heard with one of his neighbors, one of the best things I ever heard is Phil was out of town, and one of his neighbors, and Phil has a boat garage. Phil was a huge fisherman, but at the time he didn't have a boat per se. He wasn't living up by the lake right at that point. But anyway, he had a boat garage, and his friend snuck his own boat into Phil's boat garage in the back while Phil was out of town. And one night the police knocked on Phil's door and said, hey, you know, your neighbor down here's boat is missing. You mind if we look around? And Phil's like, yeah, whatever. So the police looked around, and then there was his neighbor's boat in Phil's garage. So they had a lot of fun with that. Phil was great, had a great sense of humor, and I just learned so much from him about how to play the game and how to be a professional, and we miss him a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to talk a little bit about today's Braves. You were a 5-time Gold Glover in center field. There's a pretty good center fielder right now in Michael Harris. What did you see in him this year? I mean, how special is that kid?
Well, first of all, he's just so young, but he you know, of course he hit too like a veteran, but I love the way he plays center field. I mean, he covered a lot of ground. Of course, I don't follow the Braves enough to know that much about their minor leagues now, but I had heard of Michael, but what I saw was a great arm and a great release too. So you got a combination of he can go get the ball and loves to throw guys out. And to me, the best center fielder in the history of the game played for the Atlanta Braves, Andrew Jones.
Absolutely.
So I got to play out there too. But I think Andrew's probably helping him a little bit. I know he does some things with some of the outfielders, and I think Michael Harris is I don't think did he win a Gold Glove last year?
He won Rookie of the Year.
He won Rookie of the Year. That's true. I think he's got some Gold Gloves in the future too, because he's very impressive.
Absolutely. And also, Brian Snitker got a contract extension a couple of days ago.
I saw that, yeah.
How impactful has Brian Snitker been to this organization?
Well, it's hard to it's hard to quantify that, because when you're with an organization that long, you contribute to so many players before you become a manager. When he was in the minor leagues and getting guys ready to play. Stint knows the game, knows how to play, and that's invaluable when guys get to the big leagues, because you can't learn how to approach your job when you get there. You got to know before you get there, and Snit got guys ready, and now he's a great leader for these guys, obviously, for when they get a chance to play for him. But he's a lot like Bobby Cox. Guys love to play for him. He's honest with his players, and he's just great to play for.
Well, he's got 5 straight division titles now. Coming into this year, obviously World Series in 2021, won the division last year. Disappointing postseason. What are you looking forward to in 2023 for the Braves?
Well, I think they're going to be in the playoffs again somewhere. I think this team is a perennial playoff team, and I think everybody, every sport's kind of the same. You kind of got to put it together. The last 6 weeks, you got to be strong. You got to be together. Last year, it was a little bit challenging. I think they had such an emotional whole week of September trying to chase down the Mets, and then they finally got them. You don't know. But you got to play on some really high emotion in the postseason. I think the Phillies were kind of where the Braves were, the year they won the World Series. So, it's sports. It's human beings out there. But, personally, I think as a fan, I think they're going to be there, again. Their pitching's great. Their bullpen, I'm really excited. His last name's Murphy, but I'd be excited if whatever Sean Murphy's last name would be. But it's fun to see another Murphy catch in there. And, man, I heard nothing but rave reports about Sean Murphy catching. So, and I don't know. We just got a real deep lineup. This is a real solid lineup. Everybody's going to miss Dansby, but I'm excited to see a little change up. I'm happy for Dansby. I thought he brought great thing to the Atlanta Braves, and we'll miss him. But it's a playoff team, and if they're doing things right at the end, they'll go to the World Series again.
Well, they're going to be a playoff team for years to come.
I think so.
Dale, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.